Fast food workers, what's an item people should absolutely stop ordering from your restaurant? Domino's worker here. Nothing gross really that we do. But for the love of God, stop ordering our bread twists. Unless you want the cinnamon ones. You can order the parmesan bread bites. It's the same amount of dough in total for like $3 cheaper. Long John Silver's 2006. Baked cod on a bed of rice. We would microwave it in a paper dish. Customer, I'll have a less than insert stupid drink nama more than. Me, I have no idea what that is. Customer, it's on your secret menu. Me, we don't have a secret menu. Customer, but I read online that you have a secret menu. Me, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Used to work at Panda Express. No real complaints about the ingredients and food prep. But don't buy any shrimp on trays if you actually want a full meal. They purposely use a smaller serving spoon to make it appear you're getting a lot of food. I believe it was 6 shrimps per serving max was the policy. I worked in a local coffee and donut shop and nobody ever cleaned the soda machines. They were so gross the first time I cleaned them. I asked if anyone knew how to do it and nobody knew. Nobody had ever done it. Edit. Lots of people are wondering why there is soda. Because I live in a highly Mormon populated area and they can't drink coffee. And apparently a lot of people like Mountain Dew with their apple fritters. And apparently Mormons can drink Mountain Dew. Panera worker here. Nothing's gross or illegal, but just know that half of everything we serve comes in frozen. Soups, meats, some pastries and the mac and cheese pastas all comes in frozen. But to answer the question, the calorie count for the mac and cheese is absurdly high. I don't remember the exact number, but do your body a favor and limit how many times you have it. There's people who come in several times a week to order a bread bowls of mac and cheese who don't realize how bad it is for you. Also on the topic of our mac and cheese, it's not special Panera brand mac and cheese. It's Nestle mac and cheese. Edit. Thank you for the gold. Worked for 8 years at In-N-Out. If this thread is wanting to expose gross stuff, nothing. I swear. The quality standard that they have, which became my standard, was nuts. Food quality, cleaning routines, regular inspections. It makes it hard for me to eat anywhere else. 8 years of a free burger every day worked and I still crave them. But if you want to slow the growth of your gut, cut the shakes. They're real ice cream mix. Not a typical watered down shake mix. I actually prefer the watered down taste of a McDonald's or Wendy's shake. But an In-N-Out shake is like eating liquid ice cream. You're already getting a burger and fries. Skip dessert this time. Worked at an AMC theater for 2 years. Do not buy the coffee unless it's early morning when we first open. Otherwise you're gonna drink coffee that's been sitting out for a solid 5 hours. At least. Edit what I've gathered from the comments. Either 1, that's incredibly gross, or 2, after 5 hours coffee gets its flavor 2.0 and it's great. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. All of the smoothies, except the detox ones, have so much sugar in them. You're not being healthy by going there. Edit. The sugar isn't just from the fruit. Sugar is added to most smoothies, and they claim it's good because it's turbinado. Also, fruit is healthy. Sonic. Small Sonic blasts. They break the cup every time. Jack in the Box. I don't know why anyone orders the bacon cheddar potato wedges. It's fake cheese with fake bacon on fried potatoes. I'm trying to remember the ingredient list on the cheese, but I distinctly recall nowhere on the packaging did it say it contained dairy. It also smells like feet. When you order a pizza, look for the specials. On Pizza Hut's website, you could order a large pizza with 2 toppings for $18. But if you go to the deals tab, that same pizza could be had for $8. They won't apply the discounts for you automatically. Sometimes you've gotta look for them. Don't get decaf coffee at Burger King. Maybe this was just the one I worked at, but we didn't actually brew any decaf. Whenever someone ordered it, my manager would just have me water down the regular coffee. If you order any of the all-day breakfast items at McDonald's after around 1 o'clock, it will most likely be a few hours old. Worked at a sandwich shop and they had a contest for someone to have a sandwich named after them. They settled on slices of chicken, apples, and honey served on a croissant and grilled. Funny thing is it was pretty popular and I never thought much of it until I tried it. It's not good. Edit. The most popular suggestion for anyone thinking of trying this one out is to add some brie to it as well. I worked at Starbucks. Nobody who values their health should order a white mocha or anything. That white mocha is absurdly unhealthy and disgusting to work with. I never worked fast food but figured this was worth relaying. When my father-in-law was diagnosed with lung cancer and started chemo, the hospital gave him a list of things to avoid because his immune system was compromised. A lot of stuff was obvious, like soft serve ice cream and anything from a soda fountain, because the nozzles on both don't always get cleaned that well. Some stuff made sense but wasn't obvious until I read it. Like don't get slices of pizza, because they have been sitting out. And when getting a whole pizza, ask for it unsliced, because the pizza cutter only gets washed at the end of the day and sits on the counter going through every pizza. But the one that surprised me the most was don't get Jamba Juice. It was the only company called out by name. And it wasn't don't get certain things from there, it was just don't get Jamba Juice period. Makes me wonder how gross their stuff must get. Jesus, this thread has made me realize that the place I work apparently has standards miles above other places, and also I'm only ever eating at my work and home from now on. This was back in the day, but my first job was McDonald's. One day we got a call from a sister store asking if we'd had any complaints about our shakes. I said no. They did if we did refer it to them. Turns out a mouse had died in the machine at some point and had been chewed up by the internal mixer. Yeah. I don't get shakes from there anymore and I eye the ice cream especially hard. Worked at a small dive bar chain, whose gimmick is that everything on the menu is $5.65. CAD. The nachos. For the same price as a burger, or pasta, or literally anything else on the menu. You got a fistful of cheese on top of some chips. They also suck to make. We would heat them up on the plate we served them on, and then would put the burning hot plate on top of a cold one to serve. So many unnecessary burns. And so many extra dishes. Okay, so not fast food, but I worked at Fuddruckers, and once we had a family came in with a child who was extremely deathly allergic to cheese, meaning I had to make that kid a burger wrapped in aluminum foil on the grill with a different pair of gloves, all the while cooking 50 other burgers and praying I don't kill this kid. If your kid is deathly allergic to something, please dear God don't put it on a 17-year-old kid to keep them alive. Like that's just not cool at all. Raisin Canes. Yes, everything is made to order. Yes, they had insane cleaning standards. Believe me, my ass was there cleaning the store till 5 in the morning after third shift. Edit. My go-to is box no slaw extra toast. Slaw is good but the toast is where it's at. Edit 2. You ducking bastards made me get canes for breakfast. This kills my diet. Former Chick-fil-A employee here. Because it's Chick-fil-A that everybody is a-okay with your needlessly complex order. Doesn't bother the cashiers so much, but it stalls the kitchen immensely when you want something that's not on the menu, but can be made with the ingredients we have. To help earn money for my son's school trip to the British Isles, he and I worked at the concession stand for HS football games, among a bunch of other things. At the very first game, the stadium supervisor helped us set up. He opened a cabinet and took out the nacho cheese machine and plugged it in. He opened the lid and looked inside. That should last a couple of hours. When it starts getting low, take a bag, cut a corner off and squeeze it in. When you are done tonight, just unplug it and stick it back in the cupboard so it will be ready for next week. That was 20 years ago. I haven't eaten nachos since that evening. I worked in several Tim Hortons as a teenager. The ice cap machine never gets cleaned. Never ever. One of the girls I worked with went into anaphylaxis after making herself an ice cap at the end of her shift. She had a severe penicillin allergy. Editing to include the fact that this was approx. 16 years ago in a few locations around southern Ontario. Obviously YMMV depending on when and where you worked. But my experience was that they never got cleaned. In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A confirmed legit. My mom worked at Dairy Queen and told me to always get the chicken because they have to make it fresh. She said that they just microwave the hamburgers. Edit maybe not at all locations but at this one. Former Applebee's employee. It's not quite fast food but fast and casual dining. So much of the food is in frozen vacuum sealed packages that are thawed in vats of boiling water or microwaved. The things that need to look nice spend 1-2 minutes on each side on a grill for appearance but they are not fresh. Think steak, burgers, chicken breast. Beyond that, salads are often assembled or at least exposed to the side of the main food line by your servers. The people handling money and bussing food in out. The people who probably aren't washing their hands and gloving every time they toss some croutons on your salad. Bottom line, Applebee's is to be avoided. At least the Midwest franchises I worked for. Update. Good news for Applebee's lovers. Based on the mixed comments from other current and former employees, it seems that many of the disturbing food prep practices aren't universal and may be specific to certain regions and franchises. Bad news. Also, based on comments from other employees, these practices existed at more than just my franchise and still do at some locations. I don't know how you would distinguish between these as a customer rather than to visit the kitchen. Eat at your own risk. I used to work at Papa John's. Everything, but in particular the ducking garlic knots. Full of ducking salt and dripping with faux butter. I work at Starbucks. All food comes in frozen. But the egg bites come in vacuum sealed packages with each one individually packaged. We have to massage them, then pop them out of the plastic. They're a pain to get out of the oven because I guess they play hockey while they're cooking and end up on two separate sides of the oven. The oven starts screaming at us. Then, when finally we take them out of the oven, grease pops on our hand. Waffle House cook. If we are talking health reasons, everything. There is nothing remotely healthy on the menu. Otherwise I say grits because they can sit for hours and managers will try to keep them looking fresh even though they cost next to nothing to buy. Burgers from Sheetz are microwaved. The grill marks are fake. Bacon is microwaved too. Also, don't drink the ducking peanut butter shakes. One particular peanut butter shake has nearly 2,000 calories in it. Arby's. If you order the secret menu item that shall not be named, not only are you Satan but you are also eating a nasty ass sandwich. I've posted about this, but I worked at a Japanese casual fast food restaurant for a while and we had this thing called a volcano roll. It cost $7.25. A California roll there cost $3.75. The volcano roll was a Cali roll cut into the shape of a triangle and topped with spicy mayo that has been heated up with about $10 worth of fish. Literally just a few bits. You are much better off ordering a Cali roll and paying $50 extra for spicy mayo on the side and asking them to heat it up. I had one guy come in with a girl and he ordered a couple of regular rolls like spicy tuna and yellowtail, along with a volcano roll. When served in the restaurant, unless they ask us, we would put the sauce on top so it looked nice, like a volcano. When I brought that roll over he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you guys put the sauce on. I've only gotten it for pickup and the sauce is always on the side. I don't really like it. Could you bring me one without it?" I tried not to laugh and said sure. I went back and the sushi chef asked what was wrong. I told him that he didn't like the sauce and wanted one without it. He laughed and said alright. So he took a Cali roll, cut it up, and put it on the plate. I brought it back to the guy and he was super pumped. Basically this guy paid $7.25 for a roll that would have cost him $3.75 and me and the sushi chef got to split a free volcano roll. Normally I would have just told him about it, but the dude was being pretty arrogant the entire time. I'm guessing to act like he was a sushi expert to impress the girl he was with. If you're ordering rolls, make sure to look at the ingredients and see exactly what you're getting because you could end up overpaying for a glorified California roll. Not technically fast food, but don't order room service at small hotels. You're getting charged really high prices for pre-prepared, oftentimes frozen food that is heated up in what is basically a toaster oven. Cold cut sandwiches are the only real exception. BLT your brains out, but don't order the burger. I swear to God, if one person says a McChicken, I will jump out my bedroom window. Came into this thread solely to look for this. Used to work at Jimmy John's. Place was clean, but the number 13 veggie club is not a healthy alternative. I'm sorry to break to you, but half a pound of provolone is not a good alternative. It is literally the fattest thing on the menu. Edit. I am physically disgusted by the people shilling for the number 13. I shudder to imagine the childhood torment one would have to endure to actually enjoy such a manifestation of constipation. But I didn't like the provolone anyways and always requested it off of my subs. Soz. P. Former Firehouse Subs shift manager. Don't order anything that isn't sliced meat or the meatball. The steak is frozen and greasy. The chicken is grilled and then frozen and packaged. Just not worth the $12. Also don't drink sweet tea there after 8 PM. It's probably bad. Sweet tea needs to really be younger than 4 hours old, and unless they got slammed they don't make new sweet tea after 4 PM. Also those Coke freestyle machines are a pain and difficult to clean. Also every drink comes out the same spigot, which is gross. Edit. Every firehouse I've been and worked at has been very DHEC friendly. Almost all the food is safe to eat from that regard. I can't account for all stores or anything happening out of the norm. Anything with turkey, ham, RB, corned beef, brisket is fine. The meatball is good. Back in the day I worked at Wendy's. I would not order chili from there. Just came here to say that without a doubt. You can go to any Quick Trip and order any of their kitchen or roller items and they will be fresh. But you're getting ripped off when you buy a slice of the pizza, or a whole pizza. For some reason we charge a ridiculous amount for it. TBH, it's not quite worth it. Edited to add, if you have any questions on the quality of anything QT serves, the answer is, it's delicious. Personally I love their steak taquitos and slushes. Back around 2003 to 2004, my ex-wife worked for Wendy's. When they were about to fry a new batch of chicken nuggets, the other employees would just dip the bottom of the plastic bag into the fryer so that it would melt and the nuggets would fall out. They were too ducking lazy to open the bag properly. I never ate there after hearing that. Ask for no garlic seasoning on your crust at Domino's. It tastes good, but you should see what it does to plumbing. It's oil-based butter with breadstick seasoning in it. We had to redo the sink plumbing in 2 stores because of how bad it clogged. Edit. Think about what it does to human plumbing. As a Brit looking to move to the US, all I can say is cheers for the list. I'm bookmarking this for a 6-month head start on US fast food. As for the UK, Wetherspoons, think pubs ran as a fast food chain, have a running joke where the cook is basically a microwave. I take it depends on each individual Wetherspoons pub. Mind. I don't know if this counts, but I used a data restaurant inspector. He said always go to the bathroom to wash your hands before buying food at a fast food joint. If the soap dispenser is empty, leave. If the condition of the restroom is filthy, leave. This thread is just workers admitting their food is gross, and loyal customers accepting what they will continue to put in their body is awful for them. McDonald's. When I worked at McDonald's about 10 years ago, someone had to hand make the burritos. I can't tell you the number of people who would make burritos without gloves on. We had one lady who also worked for us on a special program, mentally handicapped. She would sweat so bad. She had a personal fan also, mind you, that it would drip on the station she was working on. Sometimes even into the burritos themselves. She was also let go for hiding in the freezer and eating a bunch of burritos. Her handler was awful. Never stopped her or paid attention to her. Felt bad. TLDR. Be safe. Avoid the McDonald's burritos. My buddy worked at McDonald's for a while. They don't clean out the ice cream machine. They just refill it. Don't eat it. I used to work in Subway and would vomit a little in my mouth, metaphorically, every time someone asked for tuna cheese and toasted. Domino's, UK based. Never order the tandoori chicken. It never gets used, especially during the week. It's at least 2 days old from all the tub switching and most likely semi-slimy. Edit 1. First of all, it's a topping. I should clarify, when a fresh bag of cooked tandoori chicken is opened it's lush AF. But it's not popular enough to get used often. So to save on food waste costs we get told to just swap the food from that day into a fresh tub for ready for tomorrow. Give it a couple days and the chicken at the bottom is slimy and sweaty AF. Should also note that it's slimy in the tub before going through the oven. When it comes out the other side it all looks the same. Fresh or days old. I quit because of the poor in-store management forcing it like that. Edit 2. Secret option. The real lowdown. Personal pizza taste differs from person to person, but never skimp on the herbs. Honestly, I'm 100% serious. Pay the extra 90p or whatever it is and get the herbs as an extra topping on whatever you get. A game changing. Also, and I'm not sure if it's in every store, but there's a secret option that's not on the web app or online anywhere. It's triple sauce. Can only be ordered over the counter as far as I'm aware. 3 times pizza sauce with single cheese and herbs on a standard large base. It's a ducking experience. I used to work at KFC and our manager tried to make us cook chicken that was past its expiration date. The decaf from anywhere. It's old AF. Chipotle worker here. Nothing is actually gross about the food, everything is legit. We come in early every single day at 6 to 7 AM to prepare everything in the morning and cook it the same day. I get a free burrito every day and I still get excited to eat it again. Culver's worker here. We're usually actually kinda serious about making everything fresh. But crispy chicken sandwiches are usually the things that are around 30 minutes here. If we're talking annoyance to make, stop ordering gluten-free buns unless you have an allergy. We need to get all new condiments specifically for your order. Edit. Some people don't seem to understand the difference between allergy intolerance and preference. If you have an allergy or intolerance, we take it very seriously. If it's a preference, we'll still use new gloves and condiments. We'll just do so judgingly. Everything from Tim Hortons. I used to work there as a baker and my whole job just entailed heating up frozen donuts and icing them or heating up muffins and sticking them on a pan. Worked at Krispy Kreme for 2 years. Just so you know, the donuts are absolutely fresh, brought in twice a day. Don't order any of the coffee bean drinks, though they never ever change the ice chest. Edit. Donuts are most fresh at 6 AM and 3 PM. Least fresh at 2 PM and 10 PM. S'mores blizzards at DQ. The graham base we put in that is nasty.